What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Stats and Facts, where we have all the stats.
And we got all the facts.
I go by DJG94,
And on one,
and today, guys, we got us a guest in the house. We have us a rap legend from Louisiana, from the South, as
mm-hmm.
and he's a no limit soldier. Go
ah,
by Mr. Serv on. How you doing, sir?
Good. I'm blessed. I'm alive, my bro. Everything else is small, man. But great to be on the show, man. I'm honored, man. Thank you.
yes,
No problem. So we're gonna start off from the beginning, sir. So tell me, man, what was it like growing up to in New Orleans?
I'm alive.
hmm.
You know
Amen.
what I'm saying? I mean, I grew up in the worst time in New Orleans, man, the bloody 90s. And, I mean, my crew started off, it was eight of us, and
Mm-hmm.
only four of us, still alive. And out the between all four of us, got over 30 years of jail time. Me, I did the smallest, which is a year and a half, and I mean, New Orleans was a city, man, that, we didn't have gangs, we run wards and stuff like that, our ward, but it was such an individual city. So, and New Orleans murder scene it was like, I hate to say it, how would I say it? Like hereditary. Like, okay, if your brother killed my brother, you and I gonna automatically beef,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes on and on and on, So, and of course it was fun, man. It was, you had your fun times. I mean, it's an awesome city, you know what I'm saying? But most of us, especially the rap guys from New Orleans, we grew up in the darkness, man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we really live by that. If I make it to 17, I made it. And then you push to 25. If I make it to 25, I made it. But you never rest. Even at the age I'm at now, it's still like I'm alive. Not saying, hey, I'm living my life, not worrying about anything or whatever, we're not. So that was New Orleans, man. I mean, different, fun, but it was violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's deep, man. And then like hearing you speak, like if I can just get to 17 or 25, like bro,
Mhm.
that's in retrospect, like that's young. Like that ain't even able to really just live life
Living
yet.
life. Uh-uh.
That's like super young. But
I
I
mean, I was shot at 15 and stabbed at 17.
Dang.
man,
So I mean, that was the way it was, man.
man, that's tough. But I speaking on this, I heard you speak on a situation that had happened with an altercation with a guy playing basketball, and the guy basically was like, "You gonna go to his car." Um, and in this situation, man, it's a larger problem in our community. Like
Yeah.
self hate, violence. We so quick to take each other out rather than coming to a resolution. So I wanted to like kind of get you to speak on that if you feel comfortable doing so.
I mean, in New Orleans, man, we grew up fighters. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I boxed between 13 and 15. In New Orleans, you took pride on having a set of hands. But it got to a point where it became a pistol situation, and I got into it playing ball, and you know, he was about going to his car, but we wasn't gonna let him get to his car.
Mm-hmm.
It's in New Orleans, it's to a point where you knew, yeah, I'll fight. We gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad that you got to sit down and say, if I fight you, I know it's not gonna stop, so I might as well end it here.
Mm-hmm.
Because he coming back. I remember in Menace to Society movie, and when they killed Kane, and it resonates so much with me in my life, where he was like, man, I knew he was gonna come back, but not like this. And so in New Orleans, you knew once it start off, you might as well it might be a slim chance that it don't go no further. So you might as well end it right then and there. you know, and that was the mentality. And speaking of what the way black people look at each other, black men, what I feel about it is black men, we have no, you grow up as a young black man. Most of the time you don't have, like I could tell my son, you know, like recently he's in high school in Houston, and same kid he was friends with that he ended up getting into a fight when he got in the ninth grade with at the end of school year. You know, same kid, kind of like now they were friends, but they were getting into it and things like that. And like I explained to him, see, we didn't have this growing up, and a lot of young black men don't have, where I'm like, I'm gonna call his father. We not gonna argue. We about to figure this out because they're friends at one time, and this will be the second time they're getting into it. Let's figure this out. You know, I don't want to lose my son. I'm sure you don't want to lose your son. You know, because for my son, I'm gonna take everything that's breathing. You know what I'm saying? And to keep him breathing, you know, and I don't want it to come to that. And you know, and we talked and you know, and I, you know, and was able to talk to both of them and find out how dumb it was. But see, a lot of young black men don't have that. They don't have, you know, and I think that's part of it. And it's not just the fact, like they say, fathers. You know, in Africa, it says it takes a village to raise a child. Exactly. You know, your uncles, your cousins, you know, a lot of black people, we so consumed with the glamour of life and looking at the light of life, you know, and the good things and the fun and all that. Our young men are passing by and learning from music, from the internet, from movies, even more so, you know, and we're not in the like you say, the self-hate. In New Orleans, we had a double. You know, as a black man, okay, it might be beef with him. But New Orleans, we had the light skin, dark skin thing, even more so. You feel what I'm saying? Like New Orleans, because New Orleans has the Creole part of it, you know, and you had to the point light skinned dudes they gotta prove themselves because dark skinned dudes, they soft, and females like, I want a light skinned dude soft, I want a dark skinned dude, which put them against each other. Then dark skinned dudes and dark skinned girls were you know, sometimes treated differently, you know, because New Orleans is really like, you got parts of New Orleans where there's a lot of light skinned people. And I'm from uptown where it's mixed, brown, light skin, dark skin. Downtown, you have a lot of dark skinned people. When you really look at New Orleans, and it goes back to what you said, young man, self-hate between us. And we have so much animosity, and I call it like transparent animosity, fake, you know, because I don't know you. I don't know neither one of you guys, but I'm gonna look for, because things have been so traditionally within pushed inside you, that I'm gonna look to see, all right, if I speak to him, how, you know, instead of saying, okay, hey, what's up, dude? And you might say, all right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I should leave it at that. But then, you know, the immature part, you know, I'm not no longer like that, but the immature part, like, I ain't like the way he spoke. Like, what's his issue? Now we into something else. And then today, our young black girls are putting a lot of young black men at each other, you know, and so it's to a point. People say we want unity. We will never get to the unified part until we work within ourselves and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, have we ever had an honest discussion? Young men, y'all can answer. We ever had an honest discussion and sat down as black people, even our black leaders, the ones that are considered black leaders and you know, which are probably superstars and things like that, which your role model should be your parents, or if you just got one parent, or your uncle or your cousin, it shouldn't be somebody that's in lights, you know, and they don't have to deal with that every day. So I do feel like and then we have the powers that be don't ever want us to be unified. Exactly. You saw glimpses of unification that has caused, you look at this last election, every one of those cities in those areas that those votes came from were black. Those were black areas that pushed Biden over. You know what I'm saying? They decided to unify and say, I'm going to the polls. If we could look back and say, wait a minute, we did that. If we were unified, if we had more examples pushed, how show that, do commercials saying when we unified, this is what we did. When we unify and say, like in New Orleans, they had a grocery store, Rouse's, and the owner and somebody else was at the Trump thing, right? And this grocery store makes money, like big time money, have some of the best stuff in it. I shop in. When they saw that, New Orleans shut down. They shut down to the point that the parking lots were empty. This man was apologizing, and then he took and opened a Rouse's in a rough area, like within 3 months. And basically everybody hired in there is black. And those are the things I think if people push out there more and say, black people, look what we are capable of. Exactly. If we unify, you think about, it's 300,000, say 300,000 black gang members in the United States. You want to talk about power. I was in the military. Imagine if every one of them say, no more. I don't have a beef with you. Yeah. And it's known that 300,000 young men who've been through war and not afraid to murder, not afraid to march on you. And they say, we're unified. Mm-hmm. That means in 20 cities, over 10,000 gang members apiece. They got countries don't have 300,000 men in their military. They got some countries don't even have 10, 20,000. So imagine if we show that one day. Yep. And make those people out there understand that I'm no longer going to turn my gun or my mad anger on him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come to your neighborhood. I'm going to let you look out your window and see me. And until it change, y'all going to see us. Exactly. If we ever, but we need to put and I'll shorten it, but we need to put those things out there to show, like, hey, bro, look, when y'all got together, we put another man in office. In other cities that then decided they're going to boycott, black people say, my dollar is not coming to you. Killer Mike starting that bank. And you got all these people leaving banks and going to this black bank. Now these banks are making it easier for you to come back and get an account, giving you $200-300 to open an account. Things they should have been doing. Yep. You understand? Exactly. We have to put those. If we post so much, we need to post and show our unity more. And I think that will change it to make people feel like I want to be a part of this. You know what? I don't want to fight you no more. I don't want to kill you no more. Brother, let's protect our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It's so many things. Police killings. New Orleans, the reason why we don't have that, because we don't frown when, say, you two want to go be a policeman. We ain't going to call you a snitch, man. Go get that money. And then we feel comfortable if you pulling me over. See, we have a 70% black police force. So most time when you get pulled over, it's like you probably know him, or he know where you from, or whatever the sense. And then our police different. They're not worried about pulling a gun. You get smart with them, they'll tell you, come out, get out the car, let's fight. Yeah. Real talk. Yeah. But I think in every city that has those issues, push some of our young men to go get that $50, $60, $70,000 that's not doing nothing with their life. Exactly. And make them pull. You know what they're gonna think? They're gonna say, well, we'll send them over there to police their own area. That's what we want.
That's exactly what we need.
And see, but nobody's pushing that. It's like, oh, he a snitch.
It's not cool.
If he
it's not cool for us. That's what our culture, I think, is a big fail for us. It got to be cool. We got to start sacrificing it, man, and saying everything ain't gonna look cool at first. But like you say,
but it's down the line. What happens down the line if you had two police in, say, St. Louis, where a young man got killed, right? When it first started, a lot of this. And I think it's Brown, Michael Brown, I don't want to say his name wrong. And so you had 1 or 2, 3 black policemen. Now, think about this. If you had 20 of them in that area, that was their area, would that have happened? No. I doubt it, because that black policeman would have been like, bruh, let's go talk about, did you take this or did this? What went on in the store? Nah, Brian trying to hear that shit. You know what? I'm gonna take your ass to jail. If not, get your ass in. It's a difference. We know how to deal with us. In Asian communities, they police themselves.
Yeah.
Especially in New Orleans. New Orleans East, it's like a lot of Asian areas, they got their businesses. Police, when it's an issue out there, they let it be known. Don't worry about it. We got it. We take care of ours. And they discipline their own. And it keeps the judicial system out their business.
Yep.
So, I think, that's the gist of it. Our lack of love, and then growing up and saying that's your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people understand our young black men. And I'll say this real quick. They don't understand death. They don't understand, like, okay, I take his life. Say, bro, he ain't coming back. You either going to jail or somebody gonna take yours. You not gonna sleep at night. Anybody I know that has murdered somebody, they will tell you they see that person's face for the rest of their life. They don't sleep well. See, a lot of these guys don't know death. They might have heard of it or one of their homies or whatever, but taking a life, if you value your life, you're not gonna take somebody else's life.
Right.
And I think we lack spirituality, and it don't have to be Christian spirituality. It could be meditation. It can be Buddhism. It could be Islamic. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be, okay, if you feel like, okay, there's no God, but you can understand the energies of this planet and this world, and find some spirituality and calmness of yourself. We lack that. We lack a lot of that also.
Yeah.
Hey, do you bring that on their upbringing though? Like black men is how they come up?
I mean, yeah. I mean, because I was raised by a single mother, and she was tough. I laughed the other day and put on somebody's post where she put her rings on and punched me in my mouth when she found out I was smoking weed at 15. Like, straight punched me in my shit, bust all my shit. Then y'all gonna laugh and everybody out there gonna laugh. She went to swing again. I act like I passed out and slid down the wall, right?
Yeah.
She started kicking me. I ran outside to my aunt. My aunt jumped in her shit. She told my aunt I got smart with her and I was smelling like weed. My aunt started whooping my ass. You see what I'm saying? And in today's world, you can't put your hands on your child. I'm sorry. I'm gonna straighten your ass out one time and you're gonna get your mind right. And even to this day, my mom she's 89 and she has dementia, but she's still herself sometimes. I don't play with her. I don't curse in front of her. She tell me if I say something like, "Ma, go ahead," whatever. She's like, "Come here," and I'm scared to death. It's respect and it's still fear, and I do think the upbringing, because it takes a village. I was able to learn some of the things I learned because my older cousins, my brother was away in the Marines. My father, lost his life when I was 4, and my cousins, my uncles. That's when black families were closer. Like, I got you. Don't bring that shit to your mama house. It is the lack of upbringing, because a lot of young men, when I deal with them in my program, my Troubled Youth program, a lot of them dudes, when they realize, man, this dude really care. We talk better. We kick it. I could show them things on how to do what they need to do with their life. A lot of times, young dudes, they just want somebody to care, man. And you got to show them, look, first of all, I don't fear you. I don't fuck who you think you are. But this is how we going to do it. I love you. And I'm going to show you I love you. I'm going to show you that I'm not going to leave you hanging like the rest of them. And a lot of these young men need that, man. And it is their upbringing, bro. It really is.
That's fast.
All right. Let's go back to, like you said, basketball. So what was your game like growing up?
My game?
Yeah.
I'll say it like this. High school, I got through, playing ball and doing my thing and was handling my business to the point I had scholarships. I ended up at Norfolk State. I got in trouble, wanting to help my mama selling weed, and got put out. I had other scholarships, but I lost it because somebody touched my nephew inappropriately. And when people see the No Limit movie about it, when I got the bat, that really was true. And I'm not bragging on it. Somebody touched my nephew inappropriately, and I was in the 11th grade, and I went dealt with him, and schools didn't mess with me, but I got to the Navy, and I was all Navy, shooting guard and point guard, and basketball for me was to the point where it's NBA players that have retired that knew about my game. You know what I'm saying? I played for real. Like, you get some rappers when they be playing on the MTV games and all that, and they make 1 or 2 shots. Oh, he can ball. They couldn't touch us. I wouldn't. No Limit starting 5. Whenever we hit cities, we used to beat colleges. You know what I'm saying? We played for real, and I was the shortest, and I'm 6'3".
Yeah. Wish I was 6'3". You still got your shot?
Man, if I need to, I don't really play no more, man. And I said I wanted to start using it to get back in shape, you know what I'm saying, and play, you know what I mean? And because that was my first love. It's still a regret of mine because I had chances to follow and go to the other level. I had a chance to go overseas, but I chose, the check that P gave me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I always, God was good. I became who I am, blessed to be called a legend. But that shit still itch at me, bro. When I watch basketball, and I came up during the time of Allen Iverson, who was my favorite player before LeBron. And to know somebody like him see me like, whoa, what's up? And tell people like, yo, he used to ball out, because I was in Norfolk, Virginia in the military when he was in high school, and would see him playing at the basketball courts on the beach and all that, you know what I mean? And going at it, playing with him and playing against him, it hurt, man, sometimes. Like, when I'm sitting down or I watch a game and a player don't do a certain thing, and I'm like, come on, but I can't say nothing because I chose not to pursue, so. But I think if I get back into it, get back in shape or whatever, whatnot, I'll still be decent. That never go away. That it might take a little bit to come back, muscle memory. Yeah, I ain't gonna never be what I was. Yeah. Never that. But I know, I would say 80% of the rappers that think they can play, I still deal with them.
They gave them that word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, you say you're a shooter, so if we ever meet up, New Orleans, Houston, don't matter. I bet I can smoke you. Best out of 10.
I tell you what, I'm gonna get back into it. And
yeah, I'm gonna I give you 3 months.
And I tell you what you do. Give me 3 months, and I'm gonna take this challenge because I don't back down from a challenge. Me 3 months, and you in Houston. You in Houston?
No, I'm in Louisiana, but I got people out in Houston with my homeboy. He stay out there. We can meet up.
Okay, no, I go to Houston. My kids out there. I go to Houston once a month. Wherever you at, I'll come to you. Ain't no problem. I'll pull up on you. And you give me 3 months. Now, if you lose, you gonna wear a LeBron jersey and say, I love LeBron.
Hey.
I don't know about all that now. I don't know about that.
No, you can't back up.
If I lose, I wear a Celtic jersey and say, I'm the number 1 black Celtic fan in the world.
You want me to say some blasphemous crap, man? Come on now.
Man up, man. If you feel like you that nice, man up.
Oh, you want me to do it? All right. What you want to do? Best out of 3, any spot, it don't matter. I'm willing to take that chance.
This is what we used to do. We used to shoot 10 threes. 10 threes, and we do three sets of that. Who had the best percentage?
Okay.
Now don't come out here making 2 out of 10.
Nah, I ain't gonna be that. Then I need about 3 months because I ain't shot ball like in a year anyway. So that's why I'm glad I'm gonna let the OG get his
3 months. What is it? March, April, May. All right, May.
Hey, okay.
Yes, indeed. I like this, man. I like when you young dudes talk. It's like when young dudes about to do a feature with me, and I tell them straight up, I'm gonna bust your ass. So you know what I'm doing. You know it's gonna be dealt. You're gonna be dealt with, bro.
I don't know what jersey I want to wear now. Paul Pierce or Larry Bird, because
you wear Paul Pierce, weak ass. I'm a little cry. Well, cry. Paul Paul was the truth. Paul is the truth. He was the truth. But he a hater, man. He a crybaby, man.
Of course, he hating on LeBron. I agree with that. That's what happens when you have 3 or 4 championships, sir. I'm just saying, he bitter. Him and KG bitter.
He bitter because Brian sent him home and ended the big 3. The first big 3. See, they talk about LeBron, but they don't talk about that big 3. They came together too.
Yeah, but that was a trade. Your boy was a free agent.
No, first of all, I'm mad at Dwayne Wade because he needs to tell the truth. He called LeBron. He the one initiated that.
Of course,
who needed more? Who needed more each other more?
Both.
Because remember, now D Wade hadn't been in the playoffs. What, about 4 years?
No, he could get out the first round, and LeBron couldn't get no ring, so they needed each other.
And so you felt so. Wait a minute. So one going to the Eastern Conference Final, one can't get out the first round. Really?
Well, Wade had a championship though, bro. Who was destined to have a championship?
Wade, and how Wade got that championship?
Because of LeBron. And how Wade
No. How Wade got that championship? I was living in Dallas. Shaq, and then the coach for the Dallas Mavericks and Josh Howard got in trouble messing around smoking weed because Josh Howard was locking everybody down because that was my little partner.
No.
You gonna tell me I was at the games?
I'm just saying, bro. Can't nobody hold flags. Don't disrespect that man like that. Look.
Okay. All right. We gonna do this. They was about to get swept. They was down by 15, beginning the 4th. Josh Howard was not even playing. If they would have kept the same plan they had, D Wade wouldn't have won. They would have got swept.
I doubt it.
All right.
Man.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. All right.
Man, like, I ain't trying to
disrespect. No, hold up. No,
D
Wade, my guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I love D Wade all the way back when he was playing at Marquette. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a D Wade fan.
By LeBron, he had to get a role player suspended to win that championship in Cleveland. Since you want to be like that,
come on, stop it. Hold up, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again.
Hold on.
All right, okay, all right, wait. Okay, all right. Draymond was suspended for 1 game. They had 3 games to win 1 game. When he came back, they had 3 games to win 1 game.
I don't want to hit no momentum, bro. I don't want to hit no momentum.
Man,
he got his revenge. I ain't worried about it. He got his revenge. Got KD.
And then what he did? What Draymond did? He cried and called KD. Look what they got. Look what they got to do. Look what they got to do to be my guy. Look what they got to do to be my guy.
And even to this day,
they got to get. Think about this. They got to get.
Glad, bro.
They got to get super team. Okay, Kevin Durant. He dealt with him. He beat him once. And I love KD. KD the Knicks once. Okay, he dealt with KD. KD couldn't beat Steph them. Join them. They asked him to join because they knew they couldn't beat LeBron. When after he came back, and then like I said, you had 3 games to win 1. Okay, game 7 at home. Wait, hold
Come on, man.
Wait, game 7 at home and you lose?
Exactly.
They choked. It was over.
I'm out of shape and you ain't gonna beat me at home in the game 7.
Man, come on.
DJ, this is
First of all, I already know. You say you 6'3", you gonna use your height and try to put me in a post. I got an uncle. I already know what you'll do. We play 1-on-1. If I'm dragging you, if I miss, come on, young blood, about to take you to school. I already know what you're gonna do. I
don't do that.
Okay, that's what they all say. Man, you
when the handles hit you and I'm gonna go around you. I might not be able to do it too many times. But
you ain't about to rock me, bro. You just not about to rock me.
Look, if I get you on 1 or 2, I'm running off the court. I'm good. Game over. Nah, but seriously though, come on, bro.
Yeah,
but
DJ,
you know what?
I hate when you do that, bro. Cause
man, man, that's off I don't care.
Off air, bro. Off air, you always be like, yeah, bro, I give it to you. Y'all deserve to get that chip. So don't get on here and get in your feelings just because
Draymond did get suspended. Y'all was gonna lose in 5.
Wait, why? Let me tell you something. Why do people can't? Okay, you sound like you know basketball. Are you serious? Gonna sit here and say, wait a minute, 3? You had 3 games to win 1, and you arguably had the MVP in Steph. You had Clay, who a better shooter than Steph to be. You know what I'm saying? They what? And then you still had Draymond, and you had Iggy. So you gonna tell me y'all could win 3, and then game 7 in Orco Arena, at home. Y'all gonna let a man that been playing 40 minutes a night. 40 minutes.
All he can say is momentum. That's all he gonna lean on.
Say, bro.
Man, they win against Draymond Green when Finals MVP. I don't
man, come on, man. Let's be technically on. Everybody going. Let me tell you, when it comes to LeBron, bro, everybody got an excuse about how he went. But, okay, that's just like the Jordan thing. Everybody talk about health, right? Jordan couldn't get out the first round for 7 years until Scotty got there. But hold up.
Got first round 3 years to Scotty got there. Come on.
No. Jordan, you got 7 years. We're gonna put it like this: 7 years. Nobody said anything about that. Then number two, when Penny and Shaq swept him, he did not go ask for help. He did not go ask for help, and they went got Rodman, and asked Shaq who's the only man could guard him. Asked Shaq who's the only man can guard him. He gonna tell you Dennis Rodman. They went got Rodman. They went got somebody who he couldn't stand. They went got him. Jordan asked for help.
Yes.
But hold up.
You got like he's a free agent.
But when LeBron get help, everybody say, "Oh, he can't do it by himself." Mike couldn't do it by himself. LeBron went to the championship in his 3rd year by himself with who? You can't even name the players that was with him. His 4th year. He went to the championship against San Antonio his 4th year. Jordan didn't see a champion, didn't even see a fight. And I'll do this like this. Magic. If they wouldn't have switched, Jordan put Pippen on Magic, would they have won that against the Lakers? Magic was backing him down.
No matter. He still got his average, bro. He averaged 20 and 12. You act like the man averaged 30 and 12.
But wait, sir.
Magic's not known for scoring.
Sir, this is the crazy thing. This man that you arguing with right now was a LeBron fan until LeBron chose to go to the Heat. All of a sudden he became. All of a sudden he didn't want to see LeBron. He didn't want to see LeBron win.
Okay, we're gonna do this like this.
In Cleveland, so I don't.
All right, we're gonna do this like this. Why is it wrong for him to change jobs when everybody in America changed jobs?
Because he's the GOAT, right? Why you got to go to another team? He's supposed to be the GOAT.
What's wrong with him going to another team? Okay, Kobe asked for a trade to the Bulls, but they never did it.
To get rid of Shaq, and then he wasn't winning. He ain't do nothing but call their bluff, sir. He got Pau Gasol.
Come on, man.
So when you have power, you're supposed to use.
By LeBron leaving Cleveland, where he was being disrespected by a white man severely, couldn't have like, okay, you my guys, and y'all been with me, and now all of a sudden you telling me I can't bring y'all with me to the game. Y'all can't do this and that. Your star player.
The same thing. So what's the difference? And he still won.
Come on, man.
Y'all got for LeBron, bro.
Bruh, no, you know what? You know what it is? And I've always said this when it comes to what it is, and we just talked about this. A black man that wins and does what he needs to do, we always find a reason about the black man on top. It's the honest to God truth. Okay, think about it.
It's not my fault. He had to go place and he still lost. So
wait, he still lost.
Yes, he lost multiple finals. And you bring it up every time.
But you know what? Y'all always bring up Jordan with the 6-0.
And he lost.
Okay, y'all bring up y'all always talking about 6-0. But what Jordan nobody talk about before the 6, and nobody talk about the fact you retired and he admitted he knew Houston was coming and Akeem them. It wasn't just the retirement of the personal shit. No. So don't go there. So you saying that Akeem, when Jordan was gone and Akeem them was winning championships, you saying that they could have beat the Rockets?
Yes, they could have beat the Rockets.
Oh man, you done lost your mind.
Come on, man. Right.
Well, I'm gonna deal with you. You
sir. We gotta meet up. Yeah, I can't stand these LeBron fans. Y'all biased.
Oh, the Bron haters, Bronny haters.
For real.
This LeBron fan here at the bottom, Mr. Serv, you disrespected Michael Jordan. How dare you, sir?
Oh
LeBron
man.
is the second greatest
Nah,
after Mike.
man, no. He didn't disrespect Jordan at all. Y'all gave y'all
Oh, he
opinions,
bringing up talk
but
about the Rockets and it took Jordan the longest to get out the first round. First of all, he going through Larry Bird,
All
McHale,
right, let's do.
Dennis Johnson,
I love
Robert
when y'all
Perry.
say that. Say it. Go ahead,
Yeah,
say it.
yeah,
Finish
yes,
it.
I did.
Finish it.
I did. He
He
averaged
went through a
40 plus.
bunch of old dudes. They were getting old.
Boston 03 was old.
Oh,
KG, Paul Pierce,
let's do
Ray
this
Allen.
like
Don't
this.
do that.
Let's do
That man
this
had to
like
go with
this.
John
He
Wade and
went
Bosh.
through Isaiah Thomas already softened them up, man. Isaiah
Yeah, you
softened
right.
up,
They had to
softened up
bully
Bird
that
and
man
them.
to beat him. They had to bully that man to beat him, man. Get out of
Okay,
here.
let's see. He scored 63 and still got bounced out the first round against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't beat the bad
How
boy
much he
Pistons
scored?
until they was
63?
old. 63, but guess what? He was at home too. See? That tell you it takes a what? It takes a team. It takes a team. Now watch this. Perfect example.
He won by himself.
No. But the way all y'all Jordan lovers, you probably buy Jordans, huh? You buy every pair of Jordans he
I
has.
bought Jordan 2 years. I ain't bought Jordan 2 years. They too high.
Small man. Invest in yourself.
Paul George. He got some good shoes. 110. That's my budget.
Hey man, look. Let me tell you something. The great thing about being and people call the legend thing. Mm-hmm. I could get away with not having to buy Jordans, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that state of my life where I throw on a nice jogging suit, man, and some Nike track tennis or something, and I get away with it. You know what I'm saying? But youngsters still got to do they $400 pair of tennis shoes, man. But nah, man, because even with the Jordan thing, like I got pictures and people always say, "Oh man, you're a Bron fan, you ain't a Jordan fan." I'm like, little boy, I could go to my mama's house and open up a trunk and show every pair of Jordans in plastic. When we was on tour, we had a show in Portland, Oregon, and we went to the Nike. They gave all of us in plastic wrap every pair of Jordans, and then gave us the ones for ourselves. Like, so I kept all of them, like original ones, like they in plastic wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, like, I wore Jordans when they was really Jordans. Yeah. Like, you don't know what you're getting right now. Yeah, you have no idea what you get.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? That you might be getting some Ordens. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they know they're gonna buy them. And I'm gonna show you a point too. And that's another thing, like with Jordans. And I tell this when I talk to people. Like, guys, man, I need studio time. I'm like, how many pair of Jordans you got? I say, how many you bought this year? They might say, man, I bought everyone that came out, 6 pair. I say, what? That's like $250. Say 200. That's $1,200. Your computer gonna cost you $599. Your mic and speakers and your audio box might cost another, say, $8. So you could add $100 to that, and you have your own studio. So what's the excuse? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And but I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Mike. You know what I'm saying? But what I feel about with Brian, for me, I guess it's personal, because a friend of mine that lived in New Orleans that moved back home to Akron, he knew him as a kid. So he put me up on him early, and I knew, and I knew what he went through, and I like what he stand for with marrying your high school sweetheart, that Black woman, you know what I'm saying? And being a father, and things like that, and willing to stand up, even, like, okay, they could take my career, but he willing to stand. And don't get me wrong, Mike is waking up, where Mike is doing so much now, which I love the fact, you know what I'm saying, that he's doing. But, I guess with Brian, it's like, I like his whole game because I was a point guard and a shooting guard, and I scored when I wanted to score. But I most like playing basketball and assisting and giving an assist. Playing defense and giving an assist more. You know what I'm saying? So, because I look at it, what they do to Brian. Oh, he'll pass the ball in the clutch moment. Didn't Mike pass the ball to Steve Kerr? Thanks. Didn't he pass it to John Paxson?
Yep.
People seem like they see you man enough to admit. A lot of people will not admit that. Like, You know what I'm saying?
Sir, let me ask you a question though, because I got a theory on the whole Jordan and LeBron thing. I think it's because Jordan was the first player that a lot of people seen that was just like, yo, I gotta be like this guy. I want to be like this guy, and they don't want anybody else to ever surpass that. So seeing LeBron and all he doing and all his accomplishments, they like, bro, like, nah, I can't get that to him. And I think it's the same thing because the reason why I came up with that theory is because when Zion came in the league, everybody was like, this might be the next LeBron. And as a LeBron guy, I'm like, hold up, bro, it's a little early. But I caught myself. I'm like, dang, bro, I'm probably doing the same thing people do with Jordan. I ain't even giving Zion a chance. Like, I'm just right out the bat.
I honestly think too, you know, part of what you said, but check this out. Just both of y'all young, man, and y'all intelligent. Think about this. Jordan, arguably the most recognizable man on the planet. Still, name-wise. You name somebody, I'm talking about, you can't. He's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is close, but nowhere near like that. That, you know, like, LeBron is worldwide and he's huge. He's right there. But the most recognizable man on the planet, the most popular man is still Michael Jordan, right? So I want you to think about this. Most recognizable man with arguably some of the greatest influence. Like now he's doing things, he's speaking. Imagine if he would have spoke then, right? And spoke out on things that were going on then, right? How big, you know, he was, right? He controls everything, your feet, your clothes, everything. They wear his stuff. He generates billions, right? Now imagine you got LeBron coming, who idolizes him, you know, who wears 23, and he's everything athletic-wise like Mike, but he speaks out. So if you get them to destroy that, because now you would have a Michael Jordan type person that's worldwide, millions of followers, will wear what he wear, do what he will like Mike, but he also looks in your camera and looks and say black people are being done wrong. Yeah. You don't want you that's not wanted. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like it's deeper, and the people that go at him more, and it's crazy to say, is black people. You know what I'm saying? Like I be on the internet, like we talking about it and we talking like mature about it. But I got guys on there, man, he a bitch, he a hoe, he gay, he this and that. And I'm sitting back like, how you as a man, I could see you might, oh, okay, he a crybaby, you might cry about a call and whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But why go that deep? And, you know, and I do feel like, because just like with music wise, you know, we just watched the Grammys, and don't get me wrong, the WAP song, I love the culture, but I'm also a father of 4 daughters that used to say a lot of bad things in songs. You know what I'm saying? And it's time you change, and you're like, wow, they pushed that song and put that performance on the Grammys. Yeah. Arguably 40 million people worldwide, 100 million people watching. 2 black women flip over on each other, look like they're riding each other and doing all of this, right? In front. So if you got a lot of young girls watching, you know, what did you just program? What did you just put? Like they're on the world stage getting Grammys. So if you sitting down and you're a little girl at 10 years old, and now you're sitting there, you're not watching the other awards that some black people got. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot. Like whether it's a PJ Martin from New Orleans got a Grammy or whatever, you know, jazz singer, whatever. You're sitting down as a little girl and you watching like, this how it's supposed to be. Look where they at. They at the top. And they put that there. So you got to think, if you got a LeBron and he has a stature of Jordan, but then he speaks out. He shows that I'm married to a black woman. My high school sweetheart. I'm a father. I'm in my kid's life. The man was at the kid's basketball game, cheering his son on, and they said, "Oh, that's too much."
Yep.
But didn't y'all fuss about black fathers not being there?
Yeah.
You feel, and so I think put the breaking of, you know, between a Jordan and a LeBron. Well, LeBron is following in his footsteps, business wise, because Mike and Magic were great businessmen. They weren't the basketball, the athlete that, okay, he can't really read, he can't do this. They're great businessmen. And then what he brings to the table, you know, having 5 of your guys not just hang and live off you, but making sure each one of them have something. The same way white people, if you ever read the book What Rich White Men Tell Their Sons, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you got a Michael Jordan who leads the way, carries himself the way he carries himself, you know, if arguably the GOAT or whatever, you know, and then became an awesome businessman. LeBron the same way. So why would you want another one that now speaks out, that will look in your face and say, you know what, you could take your $40 million contract. I'm gonna still say what's wrong. So I think it's a narrative deeper than what we all see it. You know, I think we all talk like this because we just, like he said, LeBron, not Zion here in my city. And I'm like, hold up, give him a minute. You know, and even the beginning when it was like, man, LeBron flying through there like Jordan. And even though I was becoming a Brown fan, because I was a fan, I'm like, whoa, wait. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Mike. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's something there deeper that they want, you know what I'm saying? Because you should want to say, I might not like his game, I like Mike, and leave it at that. Right? Yeah. But people go deeper. Like we talking mature and joking and going, you know, facts, but people go deeper. Like it's like they want people to not, you don't want young men to look at this dude and say, man, I'm gonna marry my girlfriend from around the way. I'm gonna have kids. My homies, I ain't gonna give them dope to sell. They're gonna just hang. You gonna get a business, you gonna get a business, you gonna get a business. But if if you putting out there, oh, he weak, he's soft, he need other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's in our Black community? Don't ever be weak. Don't ever be soft. Don't ever need nobody when you can need somebody to help you get where you got to go. So I do think, because if you look at white people, you know, some of them, when they left Cleveland, they hated him. Or if they were in another city, the Celtics, you know, fans, okay, they didn't like him. But it stops right there. They still bought his shit. And they made sure they was at the games when he played. And you barely hit him, you know, and it's deeper, man. And like you said, I go with your point also. It's a deeper thing, man, because you're looking at somebody with Jordan's popularity, not all the way Jordan popularity, but close to it. But he's doing everything that they say Black men don't do. He's being a father. He's being an activist. He's in the community. You know what I'm saying? He's not disrespecting his wife in any form or fashion out there. No women can run and say, because it would have been came out in 17 years. I don't care how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? But he's somebody where you can look at and say, you know what, son, see what this young man doing? Even though watch what I'm doing, but see, he got 5 friends. All 5 of his friends are doing something. They're not just hanging. You know what I'm saying? He's with his, and I think it goes deeper, you know, because through history, they've always, look at Martin Luther King. You know, all he did, you know what they all say? The night before he was with a woman. They try to tarnish his stuff. You know what I'm saying? With Malcolm X, everything. I mean, anybody that we can inspire to say, I want to do it the right way. What do they do? You feel, you understand what I'm saying? I mean,
get them out of here, and then
get them out of here.
And also,
like Nipsey Hussle,
Pac, Nipsey,
Pac, Nipsey Hussle.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna find a way. You gonna get them out here. You know what I'm saying?
It discourages. Like, man, if I stand for something, they just gonna. So I'm gonna just shut up, man. I'm gonna just do what they want for this bread.
I mean, yeah, you really sit down and think about it. And Mike even said it. I remember I was watching the interview. Like, he did a lot that people know if they had the internet then, they would have knew some of the things he did, where he didn't speak out, but he did some things, but he only did a little bit. And he was told, and I remember his statement, he said, I sell tennis shoes to Republicans also. So he was put in a position like, these Jordans, or you ain't gonna get your brand, or this not gonna come out. Don't speak about the murders that was going on, the drug stuff and everything that was going on during the time he was there, because he was put in that position. Whereas he wasn't making as much off the court, like say a LeBron. So if they said they want to get rid of him like they did Cap, he's still making $100 million off the court. So you can't stop him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a deeper narrative with Black people, because like y'all said earlier, we become our own enemy. We are our greatest enemy. And I always said, stop saying the white man. I'm gonna ask y'all questions, and this for everybody that's gonna watch this. Can right now you go sign up and go to college? Can any of y'all sign up and just go? I'm just saying, right?
Not just go. I mean,
I got a degree, sir.
No, I'm just saying, and man, I salute you. I'm just answer the question. Say yes, right? No problem. You can sign up and you could be in there tomorrow. Just say y'all haven't went to college, right? Yeah. Okay. Can you right now go find a job and get it? If you need to go get a job,
there's jobs.
Can you fill out application? Don't matter. McDonald's, whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. I say it's a toss-up, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm saying is, when our people sit back and say, the white man, the white man, the white man, the white man. Nah, we are our own enemy. We are our only roadblock. You understand what I'm saying? If today or tomorrow I decide I want to go take a class, I can take it online, or I can go sign up and go to that college. There's not going to be no police standing in front stopping me from going to class, right? People sacrifice for that. If I want to go get me a job, hey, it might not be a corporate job right now, but I might go to McDonald's, learn everything in McDonald's, and then and keep my credit together, which we're not taught, but we're starting to understand it now. And then I'll buy my own McDonald's. It's nothing that we cannot do in this world. The only thing stops us is us. That's it. Yep. You got to really sit down, whether you agree with how Barack was or not. I was a Black man, the most powerful seat in the world. However, you may not agree with some things Kamala Harris has done. And when she was, in the judicial system in California, she's vice president. And we're not going to talk about a lot of things. The guy that's president over American Express, arguably making, nobody talk about him making $40 million a year. Easy. But they'll talk about the white guys making 20 million. You feel what I'm saying? We don't put in front our kids the things we should. We'll use Bill Gates as an example before we use a Robert Johnson that owned BET. You know what I'm saying? That's a billionaire. Before we even use a Michael Jordan, we might use him about basketball. No, he's a fucking billionaire. Magic Johnson. Whenever you go into these big theaters that people, when before COVID, he was the first architect to do the multi-theaters. When you went worked out at certain places, you went in Starbucks, he owned them. You feel what I'm saying? But nobody puts that out there. You know what they're gonna put out there now? This rapper and this rapper, you know what I'm saying? He beefing. They beefing. You know what I'm saying? Like I just saw, what was the little guy, the little one with the numbers, I won't say his name, where he decided to take a picture laying down like King Von when he was killed. But that's put out there. They talking about smoking, the dude dead and smoking on this name, smoking on that name. See, if we are our own worst enemies, who do that? They might build a platform for us to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Facebook, to me, Facebook is the worst thing ever for Black relationships, because we own it more than anybody, and it breaks the Black family up more, just as much as child support and a whole bunch of other things, Section 8 and all that stuff. you know, where a man can't be in the home, but I'll give you reduced rent where you can get on your feet and feed your family, but that guy can't be in there. That black man can't be in there.
All kind of
You
new
know,
tactics.
That was like the
Yeah.
70s they made that rule.
And guess what we do? You might have black women that be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on child support." And I was a victim of, when my marriage ended, for her to do the divorce cheaper, she had to put me on child support. Now, look, what kind of shit is that? If we'll do the divorce $500 cheaper if you put him on child support. Don't worry about, you don't know what address to send it to. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, these are the things, and we do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what stops us, you know, from being the great people we can be. Because you guys are the young guys. When all this went on with Black Lives Matter, it was, you know, people that gave up on y'all age bracket and who y'all were. Y'all were the ones out there on the front line. You know, the ones that people say y'all wasn't gonna be nothing, y'all not about nothing, y'all just want to get high, y'all just want to kill each other. Y'all were the ones on the front line, not older guys like me. You feel what I'm saying? And so, but nobody's pushing that out there, you know. And so we and we have the means to do it. We'll put up a fight with females fighting and beating the hell out of each other on a post, but not put up the fact, you know what I'm saying, that LeBron is approaching the $1 billion. I'm just using the example. You know what I'm saying? Or Robert Johnson was one of the first billionaires. Okay, Tyler Perry is approaching $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? And all the things that the COVID vaccines were discovered by basically made by black women. You feel what I'm saying? So we are our own worst enemy. We can't keep blaming everybody else. That we can't keep blaming any other race. Okay, Mexicans come here and they willing to work for a little less and build whatever.
Yep.
You know, you might not want them here, but that job, that dirty job that pays $17 an hour, digging whatever, they're gonna take it.
Yep.
They're gonna learn it, and then they're gonna create their own business.
And make sure they get in a position of power. They just gonna bring their people in too. That's something we kind of got to get better at too. Is when we in position, make sure it's one of us.
Yeah. After Katrina, it was easier and cheaper to hire Mexicans to do the rebuild inside your house. And they did a damn good job, and it was cheaper. And when you had black companies like, I want to go to my black people, they were beating you. They were trying to, you know, get over on you. And then here you come get this Mexican, and he done put your fence up. He done did all your drywall in your house, got your floors looking awesome for hardly a tenth of what was being caused by our own people. You know what I'm saying? And they had garbage trucks. They had trucks where they was hauling trash and everything and come and clean out your whole house. Whereas we in a 65% black city, that should have been us.
Exactly.
That should have been us with those accounts. You know, I think the problem is, and I'm a rapper, and we at fault because it's sad that we the role models, and you know, we the ones that everybody look to, and the images that we put out there, it was almost like, I see you rich, or I see you have things, and that's what I want. Yeah. But no rapper sit down and tell the truth, you know, of what they went through and what all they went through to get where they had to go. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't just going to the studio and get a song done. And when rappers fall and they get back up, they don't talk about what they went through during their fall to let people know you got to work. Like whenever I talk about with No Limit, I talk about how P would have us up till 5 a.m, man. And then I drop him off at his house. He lay back, see Romeo them off to school, and then I got to come back and pick him up at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we back at it again. You know what I'm saying? And we traveling through gang areas in Oakland, man. We watching our back. We going in studio. We going over here to the post office, sending off CDs, going pick up CDs, dropping off CDs, picking up money for CDs, shipping them off, then getting on planes, going to cities and selling our CDs, trying to get DJs to play it. No rapper talks about that to let black people know, like, You have to work.
Yep.
You have to work.
We just see the finished product.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what hurts us. That's what hurts us as a race. You know what I'm saying? I mean, young men like y'all, we supposed to, guys my age, supposed to say, look, little bro, I see the potential y'all have. I can see where you got to go, but this is what you got to do. It might not happen overnight. It might take 3 years, but if you're on the right path, you're going to be able to feed yourself in those 3 years. And then you're going to be able to. And then another thing we don't tell each other, like, say, bro, educate yourself. If you could spend an hour, say you want a business. If you could spend an hour, 2 hours scrolling down on Instagram, right? You can't Google up how to start your business. Don't buy that pair of Jordans. Your LLC no more than $150. Then another $100 to open up your business bank account. Then you don't buy another pair of Jordans and go get you a secured credit card to start building your business credit. And before you know it, in 6 months, you can get a card with $50,000 on it, or get your business loan for $40,000, $50,000 to open up your business. All it took was don't buy a 2 pair. Now, I'm not saying I'm bad about Jordan, but I know that's the favorite tennis shoe. I'll do this better than that because I don't like doing that. Don't go buy them Balenciagos. You can build your credit and do everything you need to do your business credit. And before you know it, in 6 months, you got that same house that you see that rapper with. You got a business going popping. You got that same car. You might have the watch and thing, everything that you want. But you got something that's going to last. Because see, for us, what they don't understand with us, most of us own our music. We're going to get paid off that forever. Our kids going to get paid off it. So what are you as Black people building for yourself to have that generational wealth? Even if you don't be wealthy, what about just being able to live comfortable?
Exactly.
And I feel like it's not pushed out there enough about what you have to do. Like, stop sitting down feeling like I'm gonna get on the internet and I'm gonna do something dumb, like set my jaw on fire and say that's the hot jaw challenge. And hopefully you get 1 million likes and views, and then somebody won't pay you to come to their club to set your jaw on fire.
Yeah.
The internet, the gift and the curse for our people, young brothers. is the gift is this right here. Watching y'all two young dudes. This right here is the dream that P and all of us will talk about, and P's talk about. Having your own thing, young brothers having their own thing, having their own platform, whether it's music, whether it's a car wash, whether it's a clothing store, doing their thing and building on it, and building and pushing it, making it higher to the point where now it's worth something, and somebody come and say, YouTube come and say, man, we want to give y'all a show. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all the dream. You see what y'all doing? So what's hard for all other young brothers out there doing it? They lazy. They lazy and they scared. I always say some people scared to be great. You know, they won't put the work in.
Got to take that initiative.
Yeah.
So, sir, man, I got a question on the music too, man. Like with hip hop, something we hear often is, man, when hip hop first started, we thought it was gonna come and go. So obviously, with you being around, you were able to witness hip hop back then and to where it then transpired and turned into today. Like, what are your thoughts on, you know what I mean, just seeing the lifespan of what hip hop became?
I mean, I felt like hip hop was gonna last. I didn't know it was gonna become this big money wise. I felt it was gonna last because to me, hip hop is an expression of your block, your neighborhood, where you from. See, nobody really never look at it like that. When you hear any rapper, they talking about where they from. They dress how they dress on that block. They talk how they talk on that block. It's an expression of your block, your neighborhood, where you come from. And I felt, and people might not want to hear this, hip hop might not be where it's at if white fans wouldn't have started buying hip hop. And y'all might look at me and say, Serv, hold up. I'm gonna show you a point. It was hard for a rapper to go gold, you know, back then. The Ghetto Boys and all of them, right? Because all they had was us. But when white people start picking it up, white people will they will spend their money when it's something that's like, oh my God, listen to what he's saying. And it piss off their parents. They're gonna pay for those. And now you add 200,000-300,000 white people. You feel what I'm saying? Buying black music, going to the shows. They buying your shirts. You know our people, man. They might buy your shirt. If they're in a deep, deep fan, they might buy your t-shirt or whatever, whatnot. But these white people, they buy all of this. And once they start coming in, and I always say music, especially rap. Music, rap to me is the greatest erase of racism. Think about this. Go in a concert right now. I don't care if it's Lil Baby, in which somebody I like. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna see Mexican, white, black, European, you name it. You might, if you look close, you might see an alien in that bitch. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You see everybody in there. What everybody doing? Singing the same song, grooving to the same thing. They next to each other. They basically touching each other bodies. Yep. And ain't nobody sitting there saying nigga, cracker. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever racist term they might call the Jewish people, Mexican people. Everybody looking to that stage at that one black man. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So hip hop, I think, grew partially because other races. Yeah. White, when white America came, I'm not giving them saying because hip hop was gonna be big and it was gonna last long anyway. But for hip hop to grow, because a lot of white corporate America, man, fuck that music. Oh, we don't want to, that bullshit. No, that bullshit. No. You know what I'm saying? But once their kids start listening, and then they paid attention and said, how can we make money off this shit? You understand what I'm saying? So now they got more involved in it. It was easier to get a big arena. They opened the doors to that because they figured, all right, we can make money off in our arena. We can let them put out in our stores, Walmart, Best Buy, all these places, because at first you could only get music at the mom and pop stores. Yeah. So I feel like the integration, and that's crazy. Like, remember at one time, I don't want no white rapper, man, what you even listening to rap music for if you was white? So they had to integrate basically within our culture, which we always do. We give our culture away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And don't preserve it. You know what I'm saying? But, and once I saw that happen, because I remember being on tour and we was coming through Salt Lake City in the airport, we saw one black guy, he was shining shoes. And you got to think, we the biggest label in the world. And that was like so eye-opening. And if, for me, I didn't take things for granted, but that made me really see, like, don't ever take what the fuck you doing for granted. This man is a one black man in the airport in Salt Lake City shining shoes. And he even looking at us like, damn, that's no limit. And he like looking and he's smiling because we walking through this airport, security, people running up to us. And it's like, probably in Utah, him as a black man, he's not respected. Yeah. So I'm like, man, how this show gonna be? We go into Salt Lake City, the arena, and you got arguably 20,000 white people. And I realized, like, whoa, like, look how far this thing came. Look how big this is. And then I felt it would go further because as time going on, you start seeing people saying, I don't want to have like Biggie said, a wicked jump shot. I don't want to be a football player, basketball player. I want to be a rapper. Yeah. I want to be a singer. So the generations start picking up. And the way I look at it today, a lot of people don't like the dudes. They call them mumble rappers and things like that. And I do feel like all of them sound alike and be on the same beat. But what I love about it is I'd rather have 100,000 of them trying to rap than 100,000 of them killing each other and robbing each other, or robbing and killing my kid. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel also with hip hop today, we're wrong, especially my generation, you know, of looking down on these kids. Because at one time, I'm from the South. They didn't like our style either. They didn't like our sound or anything. And these kids are our kids because they do it the way they want to do it. We in the South, we had to do it the way we wanted to do it because the East Coast wasn't accepting us. The majors wasn't giving us deals. So these young kids, they doing what they want to do and how they do it. I mean, yeah, we got discrepancies. We got a lot to fix. You know what I'm saying? I think when we see these young boys and they beef, somebody got to step in. Yep. Somebody got to be man enough, you know, to look at. Let me talk to you, little bro. You know, I remember with King Von, Gilly was talking to him. Gilly the Kid on his $1 million worth of show. And he was talking to him right before he died and was like letting him know, you know, he needed more of that. And then they young dudes with younger dudes around them that want to prove a point. Yeah. Because they don't understand debt. Remember we talked about that earlier? Yeah. They don't understand debt. They want to prove a point. And then I do believe the drug of choice now. People don't look deep into this. Opioids, you know, if I said it right, a lot of those drugs are for bipolar, mental dysfunctions. They supposed to bring you down. But if you don't have those problems, they mess with you mentally. And if you look back in time, people that committed some of the most horrific crimes, white people, they were on those type of drugs, schizophrenia type drugs. Our young kids and our young rappers, they taking this shit. Our young dudes, they popping pills, man. That stuff messes you up. You know, we're in reverse. If you look at the Black culture and hip hop culture, our artists dress like rock stars used to dress. Tight pants, small stuff, you know, pop pills, snort cocaine, all this type of stuff. Now you look at white people, they smoke weed. They grow weed. Where at one time Snoop brought the chronic, where it pushed a lot of bad drugs away, and you smoking, everybody was smoking weed. Now they doing all this, you know, Percocets and all this other stuff that's not made for us. So you entitled, now you got some of the horrific things in the Black community. Dude killing 3-4 people over a stimulus check the other day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That dude was high. I know somebody that know about it. He was known for popping pills. You feel what I'm saying? So we totally reverse even our look, how we act, the colored hair, the small clothing, you know, like rock stars, and staying basically high off serious drugs. It's been a reversal. And then you watch white people, they dress like we did dress. They smoking weed. You feel what I'm saying? And then they're creating the platforms for us to go on and act a fool.
Yep. Like, oh,
you know, look at TikTok, man. You look at TikTok. Motherfucker created TikTok, and you got people on that bitch doing the women half dressed and doing the. Then you got OnlyFans. Yeah. OnlyFans, where women on there naked, having sex, doing it all, and people are paying for a subscription of it. And anything that's big, who made it big? Us. Exactly. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
So, sir, take us back to those music days, like where you actually got started to, where you know you wanted to become an artist.
In high school, one of my first rap partners was my guy Frank Jackson. We played basketball together in high school, and we used to. Tell my age, we used to listen to the Fat Boys, and at the end they always had about 6 bars that was instrumentals. So we used to have the double cassette radio, man, the boom box, and we used to take and put those samples together and rap our verses, hoping that we can rock out at the high school dance, where one of my idols, Gregory D, one of our first guys to go nationwide, would always be performing, along with who y'all know now is the great Manny Fresh, but he was a DJ for the Ninja Crew. You know what I'm saying, at that time. And so once I kind of ended up in the military, a friend of mine's Champ, one of my guys from Louisville used to go to the studio where I first saw Jay-Z. He doing the Hawaiian Sophie things, be in and out the studios, Tretch by Naughty by Nature. And I used to want to get on the song, and my dude Corey Dutton from Louisville, he'd be like, man, I'm put you on something. So I was like, all right, it's all good. So I used to be in the hole of the ship, and my friend Champ was like, I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna show you. He from Houston, and he's a coach now, basketball coach, great guy, man, great mentor. And he was preparing me. And so when I came home, I had that Bone Thugs type style. And a lot of people, I grew up with Baby from Cash Money. My guys, UNLV, who made my block, Six and Barone, famous first. You know what I'm saying? They were with Cash Money. They're the ones that really put Cash Money in Cash Money pocket. And I wanted to get on with them, and that didn't happen. And Mystical was my guy because he was in the Army, I was in the Navy, we was in Desert Storm together. He was with Big Boy, so they were beefing with Cash Money. So he used to come around the way. It was crazy. And finally my one of my rap idols, MC Dort, who arguably still one of the best rappers ever. I decided to challenge him at Southern University in New Orleans at campus. I was going to school, I was going to play ball, and I was taking music. And I decided to challenge him in the UC, and he bust my ass. So he needed a ride home. And he brought me to the Parkway where I met KLC, who told me I couldn't rap, but he didn't mean like I couldn't rap. He was like, he said, hit, spit 16 balls. I didn't know what balls were. So I rapped. He told me I rapped almost like 82 balls. So, and so he just honed my skills, man. And we was making a name for ourselves, making some noise. And we would end up going to Atlanta to Jack the Rappers. We wanted to, had somebody setting up to meet Jermaine Dupri to give him my cassette with a song called Gotta Get My Serv On. And we ended up seeing P in the middle of Death Row and Luke Skywalker fight. And we all, I knew P from playing basketball. I idolized him. I used to follow him everywhere when he was growing up, him and his brother Kevin, God rest him dead. And me and C Murder, Corey, Bring My Homie Home, Free C. We hung together. And so P heard my song. He went back to Cali, he told me at a label. I look up, he had a video on West Coast Bad Boys with the hook saying, Gotta Get My Serv On. So I hollered at him, and he was like, man, come on up. And that just begun, it began when me and KL moved to Hayward, California, right outside of Oakland, to start with No Limit.
Oh, that's dope. Hey, speaking of P, Cola people be giving P some slack talking about, he jacked a couple of y'all songs back then when he was in California. Like you said, Gotta Get My Serv On, and ULB had a song I think off their second album called On Body, and he turned it to Body. So, but
something, I'm About It was my beat, right? We gave it to him, but he never heard UNLV song. And UNLV, my guys, he never heard it. He had been gone so long. When we would be up there talking, we'd be like, man, bitch, you ain't about the moles, you ain't about that, man, you ain't about this, you ain't about that. And he's like, man, fuck y'all talking about, y'all sound country. And so, we brought him back into, and he started going back and forth home, and he started getting that home back in him. And so when he did the commercial, he never heard, them. He was talking about us when we kept saying we about this, about that. And so he went to, man, such and such, about it. And he didn't even pronounce it right. If you ever listen to if you ever heard the commercial, he said about it, like about it. Like, and it's not about it, it's about it. Right. Mm-hmm. And so he heard UNLV. He was a fan of UNLV. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he heard that song. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you got to learn about P, people call him is Master P, right? Mm-hmm. Master P really means I master what you do and do it better.
I liked it.
You know what I'm saying? That's who he was. Like, if you trying to open up a donut shop and you just selling donuts, you know what I'm saying, right in that area, he gonna take probably a box of them donuts and gonna go in this area and that area, you know what I'm saying, and he gonna do it until the point where now he got a whole donut shop and gonna make you have to close yours and come work for him. That's him.
Every bit of the word entrepreneur, bro.
Man, he taught us this. Go ahead.
I'm glad you cleared it up, and I'm glad you gave him that beat by the record because that motherfucker had blew up as soon as you gave it to him.
I mean, it was meant for him. You know, I mean, I was gonna do something similar. If you ever listen to my song "Throw Your City Up," that's the way, that was the lyrics that was supposed to be on that song. You know, but it was meant for him. You know, just like "Make 'Em Say was my Soldier beat, and I wasn't in the studio that day, and it was meant for him. You know what I'm saying? It might not have been the same.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's the way life goes. And when we did the Bout It thing, we wasn't tripping, man. We wanted to get on. We was team player. He did the commercial, and the people was loving the commercial, and he finessed Priority. He told Priority, man, that's the biggest commercial ever. See, P knew how to present himself, you know, in a meet. P knew how to sell. You know, he taught us, he would have me and C Murder watch him get Walmart and Target to bid against each other. And this is no lie. Man. Like Target might have ordered 40,000 CDs, a Ghetto D. Walmart then ordered 30,000, right? So he'll sit right in front of Walmart and say, look, Target, representative from Target, I'll tell you what, if you order another 20,000, I'll give you 10% off, 15% off. Walmart gonna come right back, and they gonna jump up and say, well, we order 50,000 more if you give us that 10% off. Well, if you order 50,000 more, I'm gonna give you 15%. Target gonna come back, and before you know it, each one of them done ordered and paid for 300,000 CDs, and that's just 2 stores. Man, he knew how. You know, we did the vibe. We did the vibe thing one night, and it's funny. And say it real short. We finished, and he was on there, and he was pulling up our CD covers. He had CDs made. We hadn't did our albums yet. You know, we was working on them. He was like, C Murder, 750,000 shipped. Serv on 600,000 shipped. Me and C in the crowd like, oh, bitch, we about to get paid, right? We see him like, damn, P, I'm shipping 600,000. He said, nah, they don't know that, but watch tomorrow. Watch, they start ordering your shit and ordering UNC album. And guess what? They start ordering the hell out them bitches. See, he knew how to find the weakness. You know, what everybody was lacking. You know, Puffy was partying and kicking it. We wasn't partying and kicking it. Puffy was putting one video out for $1 million. We was doing 10 at 100,000. You feel what I'm saying? We were taking and paying people phone bills in like 10 different main cities when the box was out to order I'm Bout It. So every day, all day, you seeing I'm Bout It. Now think about his master plan. You watching I'm Bout It all day. Then you get in your car to go to work, and you stop by a bridge and you see a homeless person, and they got on a Bout It t-shirt. And then at the same time on the radio, you hear a commercial about it. What did he just do? From your TV to your car to your radio, he just programmed that into you. You can't help but not like it. And that's the way, you know, that's the way he thought. You feel what I'm saying? He used to send us out with t-shirts, like, you know, and give us money. Like, man, y'all give each one person under that bridge, y'all give them $50 and give them 2 t-shirts. That's all they got. They're going to wear that t-shirt every day. And you seeing it. It's on the radio, and then you seeing them about it. And then the radio playing about it. Then you get home, and on the box, the video on. Yeah. Everywhere you go, we got you. You can't run from us. Just that simple.
That's facts, man. Something too, like hearing a lot of the records back then that y'all created, man, it just sounded like it was just like fun. On top of all the stuff y'all was saying, you know what I mean, the dope lyrics, it just sounded like it was fun. So that brings me to my question of what was the most memorable studio session for you?
Man, that's rough. My second album was awesome. My second album was awesome because Snoop had just came aboard, and you gotta think like somebody used to be on my wall. You know, when I wake up in the morning and be like, one day he gonna know who I am. Yeah. And before I go to sleep, listening to his music. And then you walk in the studio and he walk up and say your name. Sir, what's happening, nephew? And now I'm looking over at Daz and Corrupt and Warren G and Nate Dogg, God rest the dead. And I'm like, They in the same studio I'm in. You know what I'm saying? It's like Snoop is like, whatever you need, nephew. We talking Snoop. So P felt we should get away. And we was in Cali, man. And then we were such hard workers and blue collar. This was different. You know, it was like we could order all the liquor we want. We could order, you know, food, whatever, whatnot. We always could do that. But it was like, do whatever you want. Just get the album done. You know, we still kept our hardcore work ethic because you had 2 weeks to turn in 22 songs or your album wasn't coming out. It was not a game. Ain't no taking 6 months. You were working it was like a assembly line. We had 5 producers. So I might work with you, knock out one song, don't even get to listen to it. Then go to you, knock out that song, don't even get to listen to it. By the time I get back around to you, you got another one for me until the night end, and it's about 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We get some sleep and we back at it at 10 o'clock the next day. If you didn't, you had to turn in 22 songs or you couldn't, your album wasn't coming out. But that time of period, it was so awesome for me because, you know, I'm making a name for myself. And that whole session was fun, man. P was playing ball and he kind of left it to me and C Murder to get our albums done. And, you know, we enjoyed ourselves. But I can go back to the night Mystical did the song with Old Dirty Bastard, God Rest the Dead. And I was sitting in the dark and RZA didn't know I was out there. And Mystical had dropped his verse, and you know, being around Old Dirty Bastard, it was just crazy. And RZA told Old Dirty Bastard, "Yo, kid, fucking killed you. You got to change your verse. We got to do another verse." And he didn't even know I was sitting in the dark. And that was one of them sessions. Like you got RZA from Wu-Tang, Old Dirty, and I think when Busta came, did the song with Mystical, and I got to meet Tretch when he came and did some work. You know, those type of sessions were great. You know, but when P was doing his Ghetto D album, that was something to see. I mean, he only wrote to one song and one verse, which was the Miss My Homie song. He freestyled that whole album. I watched the dude. He never wrote. He only wrote I Miss My Homie songs.
It made sense. It made sense though, sir, because I make him say me and one just talk about that shit sound like a freestyle. It's like he was feeling himself and he just dropped them bars.
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret about him. And y'all gonna put this out. This dude was so on point. We would be having a beat on and he'll be freestyling and he would be tired as shit. He'll be freestyling and he might be like sitting in a chair getting my money, shit, not worrying about her hair. And then he fall asleep, right? And the last word he said was hair. And he'll wake up right back on beat. Nah, but I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna bring it to her, I swear. And you just sit at and look, and he would freestyle all night with us. So when it was time, he'll go in there and him and KL was Snoop and Dre. And he'll go in there, K, I know you got something for me, press play. He might listen to it a little while and he bobbing his head and he go in there, press play. And I swear, ain't no fuck ups. Because KL didn't allow that. If you messed up, even if you messed up on the last word on your verse, KL made you do it over from the beginning.
Dang.
You know, dog, it was, and if you was playing around in studio, KL would turn the air conditioner off. That's what we used to call the torture chamber. No, it wasn't, we had fun, we enjoyed ourselves, but it wasn't no game. You know what I'm saying? And you had competition. You got to realize if I'm going to get on a song, now imagine this. Mystical just did his verse. I got to go behind him. You don't really want to do that. But then behind me is Mia. So you sandwich in between. So you got to bring it. Or if P walk out there, who got something for this? Everybody pop up. I got something. That was every single day. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But I think the best sessions though, man, but watching P do Ghetto D, man, that album, and he had just did a song 6 in the morning, Ice-T remix for Priority, and he freestyled that. That dude only wrote to I Miss My Homie songs. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really write to some of them. Everything else, press play. That's who he was. He'd get in there, K, press play, and only K could record him. KLC, him and K. I used to have to drive to New Orleans 60 miles, wake KL up, because P was in town and he was like, bro, I need KL. I gotta get K. And I go get K, and K come in there and he said, I know you got something for me. And he just say, press play. And he'll get in, I'm the colonel of the Golden Platinum Tank. You have to be, dog. He never wrote.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Hey, that's funny though, sir, because you know they talk about Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, all these rappers. They don't write. The Master P's not even considered a top 10 rapper. He don't care about being a rapper.
Yeah, he don't care about that. But if you really listen to his stuff, the game he was spitting, he never. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I swear, I ain't never seen that dude with a notepad. He might have had a piece of paper on. I miss my homies to write down names. And I'm about it to write down names. And we told him the cities and whatever. Everything else, press play. I swear to you, dog. He freestyled everything, but he used to freestyle. People might think he didn't have that hip hop in him. But he would sit there, and I'm telling you, the beat would be on, and we in there messing around, and we wouldn't even be rapping. And he'd beat would be on, and he just up in that bitch. I'm hanging with them bangers, slangers, and he'll go to rapping it, fall asleep, wake up, get back on beat, and then he'd be like, "Okay, I got something," and go walk in there. And I swear to you, what he just said, he not gonna use none of that, and he might use one phrase of it and then freestyle the rest of the whole song, and don't mess up. I never heard him mess up. And that's the honest to God truth. I ain't never heard K. Well, K might have said, "Oh, do it from the top," and he gonna freestyle a whole different thing, a whole different verse, and he not gonna mess up because he's very competitive. He compared, like if you'd have been me and you on the phone, and we gonna meet in May. I promise you that. But him, he would have told you. Let me tell you how competitive he is. He was like, "I tell you what. Let's do a Zoom meeting. We can go shoot shots right now. Let's get off this bitch right now." That's how competitive he is.
Yeah.
You hear that?
And he would hound you. Like, man, fuck this interview. I'll give y'all a longer interview, give you 2 of them. You talking, let's go do it now. That's him. He don't like coming in second. He don't like people being near him as first. He gonna outwork you. Like right now, he's selling products. He got more commercials and more internet time than other people products.
Damn.
He mean he gonna be in the grocery stores, and I guarantee he gonna be in there on every aisle.
I don't doubt him at all.
One more thing, and I gotta bring this up too, sir. My favorite song you on there is with you, P, and C Murder. That's my favorite song. Eternity is on that last done. All y'all dudes, y'all win in on that. The Eternity song. Y'all some real ones on that. That's my favorite song off that MP Last Done album.
Yeah, that was at that point in time, man. I was mad with the city. If you pay attention to my verse, you know, and somebody I know, you know, was beating their wife, and he was a friend of mine, and I was done with him, you know, and people was like, "That's your friend." And that's why I say I can't tell a man how to, you know, stop a man when he beat his wife, or tell her how to live their life. Because I was going through the fact of learning that I'm really a role model when I did that verse. And I was saying, like, you know, I can't tell a child how to live their life. And I realized after that, no, you are. You are what the community got. You know, and then the mayor was like, and he ended up being a good guy, Mark Morial at the time. You know, but at that time he wasn't playing, he was shutting shit down. And you know, and people was going to jail for really nothing. And so my verse was more or less anger. You know, and that was, you know, song C Murder, and P was like, "Nah, sir, we getting you on this song. And we're gonna shoot." And everybody, you know, I didn't know people felt it that much. And that's when he was like, "We're gonna shoot the video." We was just ending the movie.
Yeah,
and every one of them guns we shot, that was ours.
Damn.
And we had them in Cali. So what'd that tell you? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we was actually finishing up shooting The Last Dime when we did that video.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, then your energy was pure on that too. You dancing, you starting off. You just killed that bitch, man.
I open up on tour. That's what I open up to.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what we open up to, man. And look for us out there, man. We coming. We supposed to, excuse me, we supposed to start back in October, but I think if things open up, they're gonna reopen the venues that we had in the summer. You know, and the tour was awesome, man, until COVID,
Yeah.
came along. So
I'm gonna have to catch one of those for real, cause I'm a No Limit fan. Not to sound like no
yeah,
groupie, but I'm a No Limit fan, bro. That's just me.
Facts.
man, we don't have
Facts.
fans, we got family. I don't
All
call
right,
people
look.
fans. I call them family. And
All right.
just because you like an artist, man, never let nobody tell you call you a groupie or you feel that way. Because you like an artist and their music does something for your soul and for your life and how you feel and your mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's your soul, your music soul partner. Don't I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'll tell you what though, man. You'll see the schedule when it come out, and both of y'all pick whatever city y'all want to come to, and I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come on backstage and see how we do it. You know what I'm saying? And be around everybody, man, and do y'all thing.
Yes,
I'm ask a bunch of questions too, bro. I'm glad. I appreciate that, cause like I said, you, Mystical P, me, X,
Mm-hmm.
Silk, Serv, not who else? Fiend. All y'all, I got questions
Yeah.
for all y'all. Go be Snoop Pop.
Fiend got his private listening party this weekend, man. We got thank God it's Fiend coming out and KLC the Drum Major album out there already. I got a new album coming, War Is Me Part 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we taking it back, man. We doing it the way P taught us. Every month you're gonna see one of us dropping something. And we going back to that formula, that style of music. But I got a lot going, man. Y'all look out for the KOM, Kings of Mississippi coming, AP and Tron. That's some young dudes that I'm really out of Meridian, Mississippi, and my guy Armani. I'm dipping over into Mississippi, man. Them dudes is, I'm gonna put a hefty tag on them so y'all will know, and all y'all fans know out there. AP, Tron, Armani, Kings of Mississippi. You talking about like they to me, Bun B, they UGK mixed with Goody Mob.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they nothing nice, man. Amani is to me another Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pushing with them, and I got a kid down pat out in Florida that I'm doing a lot with. Kid John Lemos, I promise you. John Lemos, remember the name.
All right.
John Lemos is a fucking beast. And he out of Seattle. We doing a lot with my music consultant company, Hit Gurus and Hot City Music Group. We doing a lot, man, and got a lot of things coming out from books. I got a book called Letter to My Young Black Sons. It's a guide for mothers who are mothers, single mothers, and trying to raise a young black man. I give them a guide as how I talk to my son and teach him about life. I got a book coming out, Letter to My Young Black Son, for all young men, starting especially at the age of 13 that don't have a father figure. We got that coming. That'll be released on Father's Day. And we got so much, man. We got movies. We got all types of stuff coming. And I got about 20 EPs with young guys that I done did that'll be coming out. So, and just my community activists, coming. So, so that's where we at, man.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Servin, man. We appreciate you, dog. Like, for giving us some time.
No problem, man.
I know I can speak for myself, man. This has been like the most informative episode we done did, man. All the game you done gave us.
Definitely.
Man. So yeah, just appreciate you.
But I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you guys. For me, I'm getting older, and to see young dudes like yourself, man, have y'all platform like this, and y'all speak well, y'all very intelligent, you know what I mean, and have y'all charisma and everything. Whatever you do, don't slow up. Y'all are the dream. We thought we was the dream, but y'all are the better dream. Y'all the bigger dream. Y'all generation, can be the ones to change everything. So don't stop what you're doing, man. And it's more of an honor. Y'all feel it's an honor to talk to me, but it's more of an honor to be on y'all platform and get to watch young men really do and take advantage of technology. Because my generation didn't. the little technology we had. We thought we was too gangster to deal with it, and it snuck up on us, and now it's here. And you guys are taking advantage of it, man. And don't shortchange yourself. Whatever y'all feel y'all can reach, go reach it. Go get it. You know, I live by the motto that's called saying never be afraid to be great. It's your right and it's your destiny. You know, you guys y'all have something very, very good and very, very able to be great and even bigger. You know, so it's an honor talking to you guys, man. And any way I can help y'all in any way, y'all guys let me know.
Yes, appreciate you. We'll do.
Definitely. So holla, man. Anything y'all need me to say before I get up out of here, let me know.
Let the people know where they can find you on your socials.
The Real Mr. Servin, that's me. And on Instagram, it's The Real Mr. Servin NLR, but on everything is The Real Mr. Servin. And nobody run my pages but me. Okay. So you can contact me that way, whatever it is, consulting, features, anything, just get at me. You know what I'm saying? And we'll definitely talk.
Dope. Well, there y'all have it, man. It's been another dope episode of Stats and Facts. I'm your boy One.
BJG94, hit that like, subscribe button.
Yes, sir. And thank you once again, Mr. Servin.
Appreciate you, bro. Being, you know what I'm saying? And we the guy at the bottom, man, I got love for you. But you're going to learn to respect the king. You hear me? You're going to learn to respect the king.
Like I said, they ain't in his government name, so he LeBron James.
Let me tell you something. Ask Jason Tatum, do he say that when LeBron can't send him home every time? I got to go on that note. Peace, man. I love you, little young bros. Y'all be cool, man.
Love.
Peace. Love.